Welcome to the front, Commandos. I'm Nico, the EP elf, a drowsy elf forged in the fires of nap time. Good evening. Hey, Jack, welcome, and Malik, welcome to the stream. How are you guys doing? Today we are doing Armchair General, and today we're doing another Ukraine update. So we've been working on the Abrams one for a while, but I think that might be done by next week. And today we are joined with Yog. Hi, Yog.
Hello, I am currently doing this blind. I'm not in my normal office space, so forgive me if I'm just a little behind. No. I have the slides in front of me, and I'm just gonna guess.
Okay.
I'm kidding. I can see it. Don't worry.
Yoink my hat already. Been great playing Super Goat Simulator 3 and Mario Kart. Oh, those ones are classic. And Super Smash Bros. Oh, who's your main in Smash Bros? I like Pikachu a lot, but that was back in like the first one. I haven't played it in a long time. They have all sorts of new people. Hey, Chloe, welcome.
Sorry, new people. Sorry, people. I literally cannot see the Twitch right now. I want to say hi, but I don't. Let me see if I can pull up the Twitch on my phone to watch it at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, but no. I want to say my main is Rob, as always.
Oh, nice. I don't have a main. Every character is fun to play. Nice. So true. All right, but for the occupation update, I think it's interesting that Russia is trying to make their occupation more profitable instead of making it cost money. So the main thing they're doing is they're starting these programs that are like rebuilding schools, hospital, roads, rail networks, buses, and they're replacing, because the areas have gotten depopulated, various means they're doing that. We're not going to get into that too much, but they're replacing the workers there with Russians who are more loyal. Send this tiki elf to the front? No!
I mean, I see what the point is going for, because there has to be a point after the war where everybody, you gotta have a long-term investment. I was reading that in Donetsk, they had finally reopened the passenger rail system in there, which had been under mismanagement for years. I wish I had, that was a while ago. But yeah, passenger rail has returned to Donetsk City because it's no longer under artillery range. So I think we're going to start seeing more and more and more of this, of just people kind of just being like, we don't really have, we want to make our money back. This is how we're going to do it.
Yeah. And then strategic strikes from Russia. So on the 9th, there was a massive, the biggest it's ever seen. You can see the graph here. Most it's ever been. So they've attacked with 741 missiles and drones. So that's showing that. I'm sure that there's been impact from sanctions and strategic strikes, but it hasn't really slowed down the fighting. In fact, they've gotten production even higher than it's been pre-war.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. I forgot to include it in, but recently someone had gone to someone had posted satellite photos of the Shahid factory. Sorry, the Jaren. They call them Jarens. I'm going to call it Jaren just for clarity's sake. The Jaren factories in Russia have expanded significantly, with over 53 new buildings and dorms being built in the factory alone.
Okay. So wait, that's in the factory?
Sorry, it's called a special economic zone. I kind of call it an over mega. It's like a mega factory. That's how they're literally producing thousands of drones a day at this point, I think.
Oh, that's a lot. Yeah.
Why can't we just send?
Because then they'd shoot back. We don't want to get in shooting with them just now. Maybe later.
Yeah, sorry, no Cold War fantasies. The Three Gorges Dam will stay together.
Yeah. Abrams, welcome to the stream. We are working on, in the background, we're working on the Abrams Armchair General, specifically for the Abrams, so look forward to that. It'll be pretty cool. I think.
Wait,
Uh,
wait, we're doing that? I'm kidding. I'm
uh
kidding.
yeah, yeah. Uh, America isn't in the war as a combatant. Yeah. So this is the Shahids.
Yep, that was from the 728. The biggest strike ever. As you can see, it's mostly Shaheeds. The blue are the hypersonic missiles.
Hmm.
So surprisingly, even though there was about 741 drones and missiles launched, it was a majority drones.
Yeah.
And but 7 hypersonic missiles into not even Kiev, into Lush, the city all the way. As you can see, the main target is in western Ukraine, and it showed the Shaheeds have flown all over Ukrainian airspace,
Hmm. Hmm.
to get there.
Yeah. I wonder why they're not attacking Kiev, because you'd
Uh,
think that would be a higher priority target, right?
if you check the next day, if you go to the next slide,
Oh, okay. Yeah. There we go. That's why.
uh, if you go to the next slide, they did target Kiev. Is actually, you know what? I think
Jeez.
air defense has just. I think air defense has been significantly weakened because Kiev has just been constantly being hit this week with Iskanders and hypersonics
Hmm.
and just Shaheeds now. I legitimately think like air defense is just gone. Like I'm not saying
Yeah.
completely gone, but like as you can see, like these drones and these missiles were just flying over the entirety of eastern Ukraine. Like it's
Yeah.
unfortunate. It just seems like you know, it just seems like they've just moved away from you know. Uh,
Yeah.
it just seems like
Because
they don't really have the
this many
capacity.
drones, like you can't intercept that many. You'd run out of munitions, which is maybe
If
what's
it,
happening. They really need to get those lasers up.
I
Sanguine,
think the
welcome to the
problem.
stream. Hi, hi.
I think the problem is just it's deciding on what to shoot down because Jaren Shaheeds are now bigger and stronger.
Yeah.
You know, what can you do?
Couldn't like airburst rounds work? There's 741 of them. I mean, and they're not like so close together that one round could take out multiple drones. They would be far away. They're far enough. They're far apart enough that you can't take them down with multiple with one shot.
Yeah, essentially, it's kind of like because Shaheeds are basically like plain, like I want to say not plain size, but they're big targets. You
Mhm.
airburst could work. The problem is just there's so many being launched that Ukraine sort of has been doing a silly strategy of using actual jet fighters to shoot them down, and that's caused a lot of jet fighter losses. We'll actually get into
Yeah.
that later.
Mm-hmm. They care more about their drones than personnel. Interesting. Yeah, the drones can punch up really, really high, and I think that's what they're finding. And we'll get like the feeds cost what, like maybe 1,000, and they can destroy very, very important
Actually,
things.
I would say actually the newer Shaheeds are kind of more expensive because they are big. They're more advanced. Like if we get into that, it's like is that next slide or next
I
couple?
think next slide is the North Korean involvement. It's a little bit scattered on the topics. We'll be jumping back and forth, guys. But
Okay.
Russia and North Korea are now pretty heavily aligned. North Korea seems to have some minor issues with many losses they've been taking in Ukraine, but they are supplying. I've seen a few reports that are supplying 40% of the ammo Russia's using now. And this afternoon, I think like 2 hours ago, they were saying the Russian foreign prime minister arrived in North Korea for more strategic meetings.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense. North Korea is just think about it. It's too far away for anyone to bomb, and it's pretty much full of just. It's literally just a easy factory for munitions. Will North Korea see benefits from that? Probably not. Honestly, I think what's going to happen is she's going to invest just a little in the infrastructure in there, just to get the munitions to them, and that's it. Quality of life's going to go insane. Nice.
Yeah, 40%.
Um,
Yeah, it's crazy, right? I didn't know that they were making that much. and North Korea had a few MRLS. Yeah, I did see something about that. I didn't remember to put it in the slides, but I can't remember. It was like a locally produced one. Yeah, I find it
I
funny
think
that after.
context. I was gonna say, for funny context, if you do want to be pedantic, technically Ukraine's at like 95% foreign-made ammunition. But
True.
yeah, I
Yeah.
get what you mean. So it's like we're kind of in a funny spot of like technically, if you want to be technical, Ukraine is at like 95% reliant on foreign ammunition.
Hmm. It's too far away for anyone to bomb. Yeah. Oh yeah. I saw South Korea is making a lot of money off the war too because they're selling a bunch of K2s to Poland. And they made like I think around 6 or 7 billion off of that deal.
Which is so funny because South Korea has a bunch of T-80s, so it's like, why don't you give the T-8? No, no. They're like, what? No, we would never. And like, they're like keeping those to themselves. Like, no, come
You
on.
know, I love the K1s and K2s though. They're so cool.
They are, but I'm just laughing. Like, they could have easily sold off their T-80 stockpile to them, and they'd be like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep them.
Yeah. Probably a lot of old stockpiles Russia dumped in the 60s. Yeah, yeah. They have factories that have been maintaining them or building like basically the same vehicles, but a little bit different for their own use. T-55s?
Uh,
Yeah. That's what I was saying. That's right, Abrams. Yeah.
yeah. North Korea's never gotten anything more advanced than a T-62, which they got from China. So everything is built from the mix of a T-55 and T-62 like lineage. It's pretty funny.
Although, thank you for the head pets, Maki. Welcome, welcome. With this new alliance, though, they might get some technological development because Russia might just want
Russia
cheap
was giving them.
labor. Yeah.
We saw that Russia did give them a bunch of new missiles and drones and shit. Like, they gave them basically like a whole bunch of stuff. We're like, all right, guys, have some fun.
Yeah. So they might get like tech to make like they'll like Russia might build up their factory that way North Korea can make it for them because it's way cheaper to make it in North Korea. I'm guessing.
M2002, North Korean T14. It was funny.
Oh no!
We were
Right?
actually, we actually saw that the T14 still exists. It's just in Kazan for some reason. I have no idea
Yeah.
why the hell it's still. Like, we saw that at the Victory Day parade. They're not in Moscow. They're all in Kazan for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's good. Pretty good. Oh yeah, on the 10th, Ukraine retaliated and used 155 drones to strike targets deep in Russia across a lot of territories. I don't have the map of that, but that is also a big, big attack from Ukraine. That's like the biggest they've done as well.
It is kind of. I do think though it's kind of telling to see Ukraine's biggest attack is 140 versus 750. Like it, numbers
Yeah.
are not in favor at this point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, Chloe. What I'm saying is they were always in Kazan. T14s for some reason have only been used in training in Kazan. They haven't really been used anywhere else.
Yeah, they're hiding it in the back. Good ideas.
They're hiding it to be
Not
like
they didn't because I'm pretty sure they had the Terminator, which is kind of like the T14, but maybe less rare. And that one
Terminator
got
has
blown
been
up.
used. Terminator's still being used in Ukraine. It's just back stuff. Oh, this is this one's mine.
Yeah.
Okay, so in Ukraine, Russia has begun to target territorial recruitment centers with German 2s. Basically, new messages have been seen on Shaheeds, where basically, I can't translate it, but essentially it's just saying, like, to the recruitment center. Essentially, Russia has been starting to mass bomb recruitment centers in Ukraine.
Ah, okay. That trying to interfere with the.
In, like, Odessa and, like, Kiev and Poltava, like, those cities, like, all the recruitment centers have been bombed, and it's sort of becoming a Ukrainian meme.
What? What do you mean?
So Ukrainians have just, for context, the territory recruitment centers, they're the ones who are kidnapping people. They're the ones who are legitimately like you've seen the videos of people getting thrown into buses and stuff. That's where that comes from. Those are those guys. Those are just. It's mostly in Odessa city, in Krakow, like cities closer to the front line. It's not like everyone like it's not as. But it's a meme in Odessa, like that. Those ones getting blown up. They're like, "Hey, you missed one."
Did you see the zombie Bradley? I did not. That sounds kind of cool. What is it? What happened? Let me look for it.
The Zambanzi.
Uh, Let me look. Captured Bradley.
Oh,
I think I found it. Let me bring it up 1 second. It's on Forbes. No, I would not like to pay for this article.
oh God! I was gonna say, I feel like I thought that was more common because I've seen a lot of like tanks and stuff. Like I saw a Leopard 2 get captured and just with the keys in. So I'm kind of surprised. It's only the Bradleys that's been happening to.
Yeah, is this it? Is this the Bradley?
Is it just gonna be full of?
Yeah, a captured one.
Is it just gonna be full of ERAs?
It's got a cope gauge on it. No? Yeah. Alright, not this one.
All right, well, back to the stream, I guess.
Yep.
Yep,
The one with the 30 mil? Oh, no. Please, no. Why did they put that one on it? Their 30 mil sucks.
It's like, what do you mean?
Captured Bradley.
No, they're saying it was an STVR 122.
Oh, I found it. It's on Twitter. Let me pull it up real quick.
God, I do not envy using Twitter sometimes.
True, yeah. Alright, so
Like,
this is...
like, dog, it is like the worst thing to ever get reliable information. Just copy the damn Leopard. The Bradley. He's like, come on, guys.
That one?
You just got to go through the same process.
No. Why did it...
And I'm like...
No, why did it have these thingies on the side? What is that?
Ah, gosh, I'm like a couple seconds behind on stream. I'm like, wait, let me see.
Oh, I don't like it. What's all this stuff? What is this on the turret? Why did they do this?
I actually can't see, so I am like completely blind to like what's happening.
The
Okay,
Bradley was already perfect. They made it worse.
Alright, you can talk to some U.S. generals about the Bradley being perfect for that. I know, I'm messing with you guys, but like, you could talk to the... You could talk to the Bradley...
No. How... Talk to them. How does it feel being wrong?
I love making that joke because every time I hear about the Bradley's development, it's like total hell, and then it's like, alright, now it's useful.
Okay. It's so bad. I hate it. I hate what they did. ERA slots? What? Bruh.
You know what the worst part is? That's going to be a type of vehicle that survives the entire war.
And yeah, and these are probably the 2003 upgraded Bradleys that are like super duper strong already.
Well, you gotta remember. No. You gotta remember, like, it's not built for their armies, so it's like, you know, BMPs are built for amphibious warfare, but they're infantry fighting vehicles. Like, you know, it's different. You know, Bradley's built for a different role, so I imagine it's just kind of like, you know.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Alright, look at this guy. They installed the 30mm on it instead of the Bushmaster. Why did they change the gun? No. One moment. Let me try and fix this. Weeby, the barrage isn't working, Abrams. Twitch is broken. It's not on my end this time. Alright, let's see. Next slide is the Garan upgrades.
Yes. This is a little bit of a speculation one, but essentially these little yellow bars have been spotted on Jarens recently, like Shaheeds. And there's a theory that essentially they're being dropped off from planes or other UAVs. It's sort of like a parasitic. It's sort of like a
the mothership drone.
Yeah, like essentially, like if this is true, it's kind of a very big development because like Shaheeds can literally be developed from freaking anything. So
the next step, we talked about this. Remember? The next step is these with the fiber optic.
Oh yeah.
Remember? Yeah.
I don't I don't know, it seems kind of cursed, but I get it.
Would the US send in the R2-D2 on a flatbed? Absolutely. It's actually pretty good. Wolfram, welcome. How are you doing today?
Welcome in, but no, it's still cursed to think of dropping fiber optic drones from Shaheeds. And also, here's what the new ones look like. Look how big they are now.
True, yeah, you can have a much bigger payload in this. Probably much more fuel, longer range. Preparing for rats.
Yeah, actually,
very cool.
Range is God, I swear, I think range is like 2,500 kilometers.
Yeah, if we go back, you can see like not only can it reach it, it's like flying around in abnormal patterns to confuse air defense.
Yeah, so it's like it thinks. C-Ram on the Toyota.
I'm officiating tonight. I gotta wrap this up then. We'll get to it.
Oh no! Yeah, we're speeding through.
Yep. C-Ram on a Toyota. That would be really cool. All right, so this is the main focus of, as it's been for like the past year, of Russia's offensive. They're pushing. Their big breakthrough is here and down here south of Pokrovsk. And in Sumy, they've kind of actually halted. And I think that's because they're redirecting forces over to the other areas.
Yeah, it's essentially just like I thought that they would push further, but it looks like they reached a point and just like kind of like, all right, well, we could just bomb Sumy from here, or they're kind of keeping it like building it to launch to another thing because I imagine the infrastructure is probably completely destroyed in the area. So it makes sense to maybe stop, rebuild, and then push forward.
Yeah, because they are within conventional tube range, which was their goal, and they're probably just going to shell Sumy until
it's acceptable, until they can push into it, you know?
Yeah. This is not a priority for Russia. They're like, okay, we've achieved our goal. We've got the buffer zone around Kursk. We are in tube range. We're good.
We can now have milk and cookies.
Yeah. Why does that sound so Japanese? It sounds cool. God, the little R2-D2 on the Toyota. Imagine the suspension. It's just hanging. And then your slide on Sumy?
Yeah, so my analysis was Ukraine is mostly focused on pushing Russia out on the west point because it's the smallest bit. While Russia has attempted to kind of scoot around it by attacking, continuing to attack south. I think that's kind of the goal, is to try to possibly just keep Ukraine busy in this area.
Okay. And then Kamyansky?
Yeah, so this is the Zapazazora front, essentially the city of, I can't pronounce that, God help me, Krolansky has fallen. It is
Oh.
only about, like 20 kilometers away from Zapazazora.
Mm-hmm.
So it is essentially like a very important like little city, because if the offensive continues northward, it would actually be bad for Zapazora.
Oh, okay.
Like yeah, it is essentially like a sitting duck city.
There's a little river here that looks like maybe it could slow down the offensive, but I don't know the troops in this area, so I don't know
Uh,
how feasible that
remember,
is.
well, think about it. If amphibious assault tanks are used, if BMPs are used, it's kind of a bad sign, because you can use that to cut across rivers real easily.
Yeah, okay. Y'all giving Russia ideas. No.
Oh, no one listens to
Bruh.
us. We're
Yeah.
lunatics. Come on.
God.
Does anyone
I've
listen to us?
just walk up to a Russian commander. I have 4,000 hours in 24. You're doing it wrong. Bad ideas, right? Exactly.
You see, if you try to give somebody a bad idea, you're going to give them a good idea by accident. That's how that always gets back to you.
Just push up your glasses. You're like, have you tried putting more factories on tanks?
Yes, actually. Actually, they did. They did.
Oh
Oh,
my
I
god.
forgot. I fucking forgot to put that in. They did.
Oh
Fucking
my
T ninety
god.
production.
No.
T90 production shot up to almost like 300 a year.
Oh my god, no. Bruh, they're listening.
Damn it! I I forgot to
Oh
include that.
no. That's so many tanks.
Yeah, makes sense.
I'm currently playing that hit so hard, right? Battle of Kharkov. Okay, so there's been more activity in this area. So they've recaptured quite a bit of territory, like a little bit right here. And I think I might have another map that's later that shows it off a little bit more.
Yeah, it's the. By the way, for context, I want to apologize for whether we flip flop between Ukrainian and Russian names for the same areas. We just kind of we kind of like it just depends on the source. So we kind of that's on me.
Yeah.
I kind of just pick whatever.
Yeah, same. I mean, like, it's way harder to find Russian sources, which I think it's just the
Well,
language
yeah,
barrier. No one wants to translate the Russian to English.
there's a few, but like they're kind of all knobs.
Okay. And then this sliver, what's this? Is this the area that was captured?
Yes, it's the village of Milov was the one that was captured, and then they just jumped 24 kilometers forward into it. There's really nothing there, so I feel like that may accidentally cause another offensive.
Okay. Assigned one of you to one side so it's more clear? What do you mean? Like, move Yag over here? Is this what you mean?
No, don't
Oh,
move me! No,
there we
I
go.
got moved! I'm so far away!
Go in the corner. Go in the corner.
No, don't put me in the corner! Come on!
Okay. We'll move him back.
Please? Yes, right there is a little bit. Okay, I'm a little close. I'm a little too close. You can move me a little. You can move me a little.
Are you sure?
Yeah, just a little. I agree. Maybe just move me just a little.
Okay.
Just so we're
There
not
we
on
go.
top of each other. Yep, all good.
Alright. Oh, so this is an interesting video I found. Just the field modifications stuff. Oh, yeah. Okay, good point. We'll try and do that next time, Chloe.
It's
So
hard to.
this
By the
is
way, it's hard. Yeah, continue.
so this is a Ukrainian source, I'm pretty sure, because they destroyed it. And they used 60 FPF drones from the 28th Mechanized Group Brigade, which is a lot of drones. That's crazy that it withstood that many. But I do think
Yes.
it got disabled, and here's the video.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's one of those like insane ass tank. I mean, look at this thing. Come on.
Yeah, and we don't know what tank it was modified from. It's just a porcupine.
Probably a T-62.
I mean, how would we know? Box,
I'm
right?
just I'm just assuming.
I mean, it got destroyed, so
Yeah, but it took 60 hits, so it's like that's pretty damn good.
yeah.
That's
Look at
like a
this thing.
pretty damn good like that's surprising.
That barrel rules out a T80. Okay.
Yeah, I my guess is a T-62 or something. That's my guess.
I have no idea. Okay. All right, next slide. So there's also reports from a Ukrainian journalist that are saying that there's been a record number of desertions, which I don't know how accurate this is. This is one guy that's saying it, by the way.
Yeah,
So I
he's
don't.
not like he's not like a bolt BS spewer, but like it is kind of a crazy like number system.
Yeah, because
I mean,
if it was 100,000 soldiers have deserted, the front lines would have kind of collapsed. I think, right? Which maybe that's what's happening now, but with these
well,
numbers, that's massive.
there are. Here's the thing. I imagine a lot of desertions are people who are legitimately lost, like you know, like they get cut off and they're lost.
Yeah, the route.
Yeah, like they get routed or they get lost or they're dead and nobody knows where they are. So I want to
Yeah,
say probably a big chunk of that is like, hey, we don't know where the fuck these guys are.
yeah. T-72 mostly. Ah, okay.
I will
That's a
believe you, magical person in chat.
yeah. It's just crazy. Like all this stuff and based. If it's still functional as other roles, they might do this for more tanks.
Yeah, I mean, hey, 60
Yeah.
drones, that's a good waste.
Yeah. All right. Oh, this is what I worked on a lot. So tensions between Azerbaijan and Russia have escalated massively for basically no reason. So what
It's
happened was Azerbaijan sent a demining vehicle to Ukraine just for like civilian use. It's not a military vehicle, but it does demine. Russia hated it, so they arrested some Azerbaijan journalists, and uh, they can't be sent back anymore. And then Azerbaijan did the same thing to Russian journalists. And now Russia has moved a few air assets into the Armenian base here, and they're talking about how it's like not a real state and all this sort of stuff, and they're trying to move more ground forces for a potential attack. Nothing's in
ah,
position yet for it, but that's what they're
ah,
talking about.
I don't know. That sounds like a lot of saber rattling. I don't know. It just seems like
Yeah,
you know they get pissy at each other from time to time, but Russia still support. That's the funny thing. In the end, Russia always supports Azerbaijan and Armenia against each other because they hate each other.
yeah.
So it's kind of like I don't know. It seems more like saber rattling to try to. From what I know, by the way, Russian
Hmm.
sources are claiming that a lot of people who were arrested were Azerbaijani mafiosa. How accurate that
Uh,
is, probably not, but that's just what the Russian side is claiming, and the Azerbaijani side is claiming all these people being arrested are NGOs and spies. Essentially,
mhm.
it's just like tit for tat attacks.
Yeah. Yeah, but 60 drones is cheaper than one T-72. True, yeah. But it's a development, whereas before it would take like maybe 5 drones to take one down, depending on what it hits. But like 60 is a notable improvement. It might, if it's not abandoned or crippled, it might be able to get away.
Yeah,
It didn't work for that guy, but maybe the next guy it might work for.
But that's the thing. It's like it's always about improving and evolving and all that, you know?
Mm-hmm. 3 to 4? Yeah. And then here I mapped out the Azerbaijani army. They would not be a pushover, which is why I don't think Russia's going to spare what would be needed to fight this much stuff. Because they have 400 T-72s, 93 T-90s, a ton of armor, 200 Sparties. We don't really know their air defense. They have a little bit of air assets, but it's just not worth it. For what? They wouldn't get a whole lot out of it.
They wouldn't even get land. That's the funny thing. Like they wouldn't take land. It would just be like it would just be like a waste to just try to spook Azerbaijan and all that. That's all it would be. It would just be a farce.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
Although
like
Although I
yeah.
am betting on Russia making rational decisions instead of Putin trying to go for mappies. Please don't. Please no.
Yeah, we can't do any more mappies. I'm sick of adding to the fucking Wikipedia article getting banned.
Yeah.
They keep banning me. They will never take my freedom.
Yeah. Mobility and tactical awareness is terrible, right? Like with all that stuff, it might block optics and make viewing things hard. It might reduce the amount of mobility or stuff for the turret where it can't aim as much. Reduce what it can shoot at. But they did get a new batch of Su-34s.
Yeah. These are the ones that have been equipped with the radar systems that allow them to use as AWACS, like to fill in gaps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Su-34. It's a cool plane, but I don't. It's not an AWACS. I don't see how this is gonna work. Heck no.
Well, it's essentially just like they added like a little radar system at the bottom to try to like help.
Okay. Because I think one of the big things with the AWACS is like you can fit a team on there who's not flying the plane, whereas this is a single seat.
No,
He's
it's a
gonna
double
be busy.
seater.
Oh, it's a double seater. Okay.
Yeah, that's why it's a double seater.
All right. Still though, and it's one guy. One guy's flying. One guy's doing the other thing with the AWACS. Whereas before, it's like one guy's flying. Maybe two guys are flying even in the big planes, and there's a whole team in the back doing AWACS stuff.
Yeah. Also, Abrams. I like the Su-34 too. I find it funny. I thought this was like an older plane. Like, no, it turns out it's from like 2014.
It's so cool looking. Look at it. It's got big wings.
Yeah, it's huge.
Oh, cool. All right. Bad news. Another F-16 was taken down.
Yeah, and F-16 pilot was killed while shooting down a Shahed UAV. What happens is essentially they launch air defense missiles against Shaheeds, and it blows up. But guess what? It hits their plane too and knocks them out.
Oh.
So this is the second time this has happened to an F-16. By the way, this is the 6th time this has happened to a jet fighter.
Oh my god.
It's happened to some MiGs.
They
And it's happened to
afford to make mistakes like that.
That's why it's like it's suicide to shoot down like so many of them.
All right. Oh, what's this? The China's working on a
Arco plane. Essentially, an Arco plane is it's essentially it's basically a plane that sort of glides on water. It's sort of like a mix between a plane and a boat. Essentially, it's sort of like it's like a naval dream, essentially.
Ah, okay. It looks kind of cool.
Yeah,
is propellers or jets? I can't really tell.
Jets.
Okay. Huh. How interesting. It looks kind of silly, but okay, it's got little floats.
The Soviets tried the same thing in like the 80s and it worked, but it was kind of like just expensive and big and kind of stupid.
Ah, okay.
It's essentially like what the Soviets did is they put missiles on the top of the plane so it could fire anti-ship missiles and go across the Black Sea, but it's kind of like one of those things of it's kind of like it doesn't
Why?
really work that well.
What would they even use this for? Like, they can fly
Essentially,
out, and what would they be
essentially,
fighting? American Navy,
essentially
I guess.
boats. Yeah, it would be against boats, but also to transport cargo because it can go so fast on the water. It doesn't need.
Hmm.
It doesn't need like the same thing as a cargo plane, which would be in the air and susceptible to air defenses. It would be more susceptible to anti-ships stuff, which is sort of like
Yeah.
it's sort of like it's a good idea in concept, but probably wouldn't work.
Ah, okay. I've never seen the
Like,
Arco plane. Yeah, I haven't. This is new. It's like I've
look
seen
up
float planes, but not like a modern one.
look up a Caspian Sea Monster when this is done.
Okay.
You'll enjoy it.
The
Yeah.
Admiral Kuzanov. Yeah, I heard that they're finally getting rid of this hunk of garbage. Look at it, bro.
Yeah, that's the most
This
recent photo too. By the way, that is the literal most recent photo. That was taken 2 weeks ago.
this was just a black pit for money. Like, I don't know why they kept it as long as they did.
I think it was because they so my theory is that the reason why the ship was kept for so long was because besides like the prestige of having an aircraft carrier, also the next generation carriers are still in development, like they're still
Hmm.
being built, and they are probably 1,000 times better than a Khrushchev, but like it's sort of
Yeah.
like the thing they're probably waiting for that to be finished before they kill the con
Oh,
it.
oh, tinfoil hat time. What if the Kuzanov what could have been good, but they like kept siphoning the money to the oligarchs? Tinfoil hat time.
Nah, I'm gonna be
Nah,
honest.
okay.
Kind of, they're shitty. They're shitty carriers. They're
They're
just
just bad. Okay.
yeah. I mean, okay. Like think about it. In Syria when they used it in Syria, it worked, but it was like it was better just to use an air base because it was a lot more stable.
Yeah.
So
Fear factor. Yep.
I think what's gonna happen is they are building another carrier. It's about like I want to say like 60% done. The hull's almost done.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to carry S-70s. If you go to the next slide,
Oh yeah, these things. These things are quite good.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the concept is to have have a craft carry helicopters, which is more in line with Russian doctrine. Aircraft carrier doctrine has always been helicopter carrier based. The Death Dorito, haha.
Yeah.
But so essentially, the Ivan Rogov is supposed to replace it. It's as big as a Kiev class. Like it is a bigger ship. It
Mhm.
would be the biggest ship since the end of the Cold War. It's just kind of one of those things of I think they're just keeping around this hunk of junk just to be like, hey, we still have one.
Yeah.
No, Russia shot
Now
down its
this
own
one,
S-70.
because this plane looks pretty cool. I like it. Oh.
Russia shot down its own S-70 because it was malfunctioning during a test run over Ukraine.
Mm-hmm. All right. Changing theaters. We're gonna go over to Yemen. So the Houthis have sunk 2 ships. There's a lot of activity we haven't covered. I don't think we're for people who don't know. There's been escalations. I think everyone knows though. But yeah, the Houthis sunk 2 ships, which I don't know why they are targeting. It seems like they're targeting these Greek ships. Why? I have no idea.
Uh, Essentially, they accuse them of being Israeli aligned. It's sort of a whole shabab. But
Ah, okay.
what's happened is essentially these 2 ships were already abandoned. Like
Mm-hmm.
they were kind of not abandoned. Essentially, the Houthis blew like hit them with missiles, grabbed the crew, kidnapped the crew. Our crew escaped, and then
Mm-hmm.
they filmed propaganda videos of them blowing up the ships, and like with anti-ship missiles.
Yeah. Hmm.
So essentially, it was kind of like a 2-for-1. Like, yeah, we're gonna get our propaganda out of the way. Let's
Yeah.
show it off because if you remember the video like last year of them kind of boarding that one ship, the Galaxy Leader, with
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a helicopter and all that. they sort of do a similar one. Well, after the ship's been abandoned, but they sort of do a similar one to these two, where it's like soldiers are in uniform are rushing on the ship. They're going around. They're doing tactical. They're placing explosives, and then they're leaving.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. All right, and that is our Armchair General for this week. So, thank you guys for
Yeah.
stopping by. I think my next stream is, let me look. Is tomorrow. We're playing War Thunder with Vesna, Sashi, and Evo. So look forward to that.
Oh, I want to do more.
I know. Yeah.
Sorry,
let's go back because I have another one that's old. Let me take this down for just a minute. We can talk about that a little bit because this is back. I haven't worked on it since the 27th. So some of the stuff in here is wrong. But we might as well talk about it.
Thailand and Cambodia. I currently have a friend whose father is who's a general in the Thai military. He's keeping me updated. I will include that in the next one. Yeah, as it says, F14 nudes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Did we already? Yeah, I think we did talk about that. The bunker busters in Iran, was it? Because that was a long time ago, actually, right?
Yeah, essentially unfortunately we talked about that on the day it happened, I think, or did we? No, I don't think we did actually. No, we didn't. We didn't talk about that because I was going on vacation.
Oh, okay.
That's why there hasn't been an armchair in like 2 weeks. I was just on vacation, guys.
Yeah, okay. So some of the stuff is wrong, but we'll show it anyway. Let me load it up.
Oh my god. It's like for context. Yes.
Yeah. All right. So this was when it was just happening. We were putting it together. So 6 to 8 USB-2 bombers attacked the facility. I think everyone knows that by now. 30 Tomahawks also hit targets. The nuclear bases, I think it was effective just because. Have you seen these B-57s detonating? The B-57, the bunker busters.
Yeah,
So this
they're
is the
pretty
route
damn
they
effective.
took. I think they also went across the other way too, which caught them off guard.
So what if I remember correctly, it was a decoy. Essentially what happened was a few went one way to decoy the Pacific way. They thought they were going the long way. And then secretly the other fleet went the short way.
Did F-22 fly escort? I do not think so. I don't think they have the range or the
I was gonna say, like, even the best stealth planes can't go that far. I mean, what is it like? Even with refueling, you could probably get like 3,000 kilometers out of an F-22.
Yeah, because these are specifically designed with more long-range ergonomics, which the F-22 doesn't have. Like this takes hours. What if your pilot has to use the bathroom? F-22, they can't do that. I think on these they can.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, that's why like strategic bombers are so important, because if you were like say like China, for example, does not have that range for its strategic bombers. The only ones that do, I want to say, are the Tu-160 Blackjack modernization ones have the range. It's just, it would just be impossible.
Yeah. Oh, so they're saying they only destroyed the entrance and exits. I also think there was a bunch of trucks there before the strike, which I think they were filling it with concrete. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, they were just trying to make.
Yeah, I don't think the trucks were there to get the materials out.
I think the materials haven't been completely destroyed, but I don't think Iran would even attempt to make a nuke. I feel like it's just too dangerous.
They have a microwave? That's so cool. I'm making noodles on my way to bomb Iran. Let's go. And then here you can see that, again, look at these hits. This was done with like 6 to 8 hits. So it's like, that's how close they hit it again. The same exact spot. That's crazy, guys.
I know.
And then, oh, Iranian command is just shattered. I don't know how stable their country is. It's probably way less stable because look at this. So this is the list of commanders that were killed by June 27th. Next page.
Let's see.
And next page.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we kind of did not have a lot. Like we made this at like midnight, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we were like, I think like I messaged you like, dude, we gotta do this now.
Yeah. It was too eepy though. But look at that's.
I felt bad.
They can't just plug in new people. They always say, "Oh, they'll just replace him with another commander," and it's kind of not how things work. Like they can't. They can do that, but it's not going to be nearly at the same capability as it used to be.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird situation of like, with like, I don't know, like with like the whole like Gaza and like Israel situation. Israel has lost some command. Israel works in a weird system where like when you die, you have like a high like everyone's an officer or something like that. So that's like
Yeah.
kind of different. These are like actual like these guys have been generals for decades.
Yeah. All right, but
So
that is the end of those slides. So let's see if there's anyone to raid. I think we have Scab playing Ready or Not, and Grizz playing War Thunder. So I think we're gonna go ahead and raid Scab.
let's
Replace
go
that brain drain.
Rangers.
True. Alright, so tomorrow we'll be playing some War Thunder, so look forward to that. And have a good weekend, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend.